Okay, so Richard's asked me to try and run through the stereo controls with you, and also the screen through the steering wheel. So this is first time for me, so please bear with me. You'll see your screen through your steering wheel. Hopefully that's showing up for you. On your far left you've got the engine temperature, on your far right you've got your fuel, and then left hand circle is your rev counter, right hand is your MPG, and in the middle section we can change the toggle. So going across the top there's a picture of a little car, a clock, a radio, a flag, things like that. So we can change that screen and bits of it by toggling with these two buttons here. So we've got one that looks like a little book with a page underneath it, and then we've got move and a toggle. So by pressing, while we're in the section here, the little car is lit up, we toggle this one down, it then gives us a picture of a little car, which will, when we're running, will give us the tire pressures. You've then got the urea level, which is your AdBlue. So the car will give you warnings when it's halfway, I think, down its AdBlue, and then a quarter of the way down its AdBlue, telling you need to put some more in. And then it will tell you that if you don't put any in, the car won't start, basically. But you get plenty of warning, 2,000 miles, I believe. So your next toggle down is your driving distance A, so that's like your tab really. And then pulling down that lever again, we have driving distance B. So it's just a little mark of what you're doing. Now to zero those, you push that little bar in, it'll beep and clear. Next button down, it will give you how long have you been driving and your fuel consumption, and then your driving range. So and then we're back to normal. Pressing this next button will change what we have there. So it's just a different way of seeing your MPG and your rev counter. So the numbers will come up as you're driving along, and the circle underneath basically will fill up with color as you accelerate. So the more you accelerate, the more that will change. You also have a section like that, which again is moved by pulling that little toggle down. So you'll have a different way of reading it, and that's those two options. Pressing the book one again, you've got your lane keep assist standby, which you can switch on and off. You'll do that by pressing, I hope you can see it down there, it's pretty dark, you can see that button there, that one there. Driver awareness. Now that's come up. That's basically the car is monitoring how you drive. If you start accelerating and braking and going faster and slower, drifting out of lane, drifting back again, the car will recognize that you're driving as if you're tired and not paying attention. So that will come up and tell you basically you need to have a stop and get some refreshment and have a little bit of a rest. So that's those two settings. Pressing the button again, the little blue dot moves across to the radio. That will tell us what's on the radio. That's all that one will do. By moving across to the next tab, that will mirror what's happening on your screen there. So it's a bit bright on the map side of things. And with this, you have your rev counter going up your left hand side of the map, and on your right hand side is your MPG. Now by moving this toggle, we can change what happens to those screens. So we've got more of a traditional with the compass in the middle. It's just going to load up now. So we can have the sat nav, or a version of the sat nav inside there, or you can have a bigger sat nav screen. So you can still have a different screen on here to that screen on there. So that's literally just mirroring. If I press this tab again, we've then moved to the last one. There's your sub menu of how to set your car up. So you've got driver assist settings, dashboard settings, display settings, vehicle settings, and you can use this little toggle to work your way down through them. If you want to enter any of the systems at all, you just push that button in. You've now got whether you want your autonomous braking on, so basically the safety braking. If you're not paying attention and you're going to drive into something, the car will brake for you. How sensitive you want the car, collision safety, your speed limit warning, whether you want that on, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, do you want them on? TSR is traffic sign recognition, do you want that on to tell you when you're going into an area where the speed's changed? All those sorts of bits are in that last section, and I would say just sit down with a cup of tea and play with those. Really just look through it. I would be amazed if you need to touch any, but that's all done by pressing this button to change the tab across the top, and moving that one down will change your sub menu. Hopefully that's clear.